Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is yet another video taken from the set 4.5 set revival. And this one we're going to look at the comp that has completely taken over this game mode in I guess it's been about a week and a half since this game mode came out. And that is the Spirit plus Sharpshooters team composition featuring Sivir. Now I did a version of this before focusing on Teemo, but as the game mode has been played more, it's become clear that the broken unit is actually not Teemo. I mean, Teemo is very strong, but it's actually Sivir, which is the unit that breaks, just like completely breaks this game mode. And so we're going to be looking at a Sivir-based team composition. So it's a little bit different from what I focused on when I did a video that was playing through Teemo instead. So anyway, that's what we're going to be seeing here in this particular game. Now, the encounter that we had was Swain, and unfortunately we get a triple prismatic augment, which is something that I never enjoy. Never like seeing that. So that means that this is going to be one of those kind of crazy, high-end, high-loot lobbies, which in a way is kind of bad for the team composition I'm trying to play, because the team comp that I'm playing, again, Spirit Sharpshooters, it mostly plays through 2 and 3 cost units, so you don't need like some absolutely insane high econ game to be effective, and if anything, it makes it easier for people to hit like 3-star 4 costs, which are kind of the only thing that can actually compete with this. So in a way, this is kind of bad, but we're just going to have to play around the randomness as always and do our best. So what I'm looking for right now are essentially Spirit units and Sharpshooter units. I mean, it's pretty straightforward in terms of how you build this comp. We need to grab Spirit units, and we need to grab Sharpshooter units, and then we need to focus on building through Sivir. So anyway, let me talk a little bit about how this has kind of developed, because I was playing the set revival like the first couple days that it was out. I'm recording this video, like I said, about a week and a half after it was out. And there has definitely been a major difference in the amount of time that's taken place since the team compositions I saw right when the set came out and then the later ones. Out of what's going on here, I'm going to take Prismatic Pipeline. I'll just get a Prismatic Orb that's full of crazy, disgusting loot. But it is delayed, which means you're going to be down a Prismatic Orb until we get the next round. But I still think that that's going to be better here. All right, so as I said, I was playing when the set initially came out. Obviously, people didn't know what was strong. People didn't know what was weak. So you could kind of see a whole bunch of different team compositions played, and there was a little bit more space to kind of play different team compositions, experiment with different things, that sort of thing. But inevitably, as time goes on, and as the game mode's been out longer, people will start to realize what's strong, what's weak, and the builds will start to get more optimized, and that means that the range of different things you can play really starts to go down over time. And what we've really seen, it's been very noticeable in the games I've been playing, is that this Spirit Sharpshooters team composition is just so much stronger than almost anything else that you can't really play much of anything if you're actually trying to win these games. The range of viable team compositions is very, very narrow. You can play, obviously this one team composition is super duper strong, but in addition to that, there's like a couple of other things that you can play, as I'm going to pick up this Wukong chosen just for the time being. People like to play the Assassins version, Spirit Assassins. It's not as strong, but it's playable. There's always a couple people playing Assassins in each lobby. There's also the board that plays through Kale, which is like a variation. It plays Spirit, but then plays through Kale as the main late game carry, and like that's quite strong. And then you can like kind of play Duelist and Enlightened if you get like a really strong spot for them. But that's about it. That's really about it. So like if you try to play anything else, it just gets absolutely punished so hard. I did a game where I was trying to play mages, and mages are just like really, really weak in this game mode. Oh, this is unfortunate. Looks like the recording flipped out for a little bit, but I swear it will be back. I must have been tabbing between this screen and another screen, and for whatever reason, the recording just cut out briefly. But yeah, like I tried to play a mages game, and I had a really good setup for it, but like the mid game, you just take so much damage in the mid game if you're not playing one of these boards. It's absolutely crazy because these things are extremely overtuned and the set is not balanced at all. And I keep hoping that the set's going to get balanced better, but so far, this is before. Apparently, we're going to get some changes in the next patch, which will be out by the time this video gets posted, so this is a little bit delayed As I said, I'm recording this like a week and a half after the set came out initially. So hopefully we'll get some balance changes, because if there's not any, then I'm pretty much just done with the game mode, because there's only like 2 or 3 things you can play and everything else is non-viable, which is really frustrating. And that's, of course, also due to the way that everybody has their own individual champion bag sizes, which I'll talk more about as this video goes on. I know I've talked about that in some of the other videos, but basically every single player has their own set of champions that they're pulling from in the shop, and everybody's set of champions are completely independent of everyone else's, which is in direct contradiction to how every other mode of TFT ever has worked, where one of the core principles is everybody's pulling from the same set of champions, but that is not the case here, and it's having all kinds of problems. So anyway, this initial start goes horribly, and I decide that I do get first pick out of it. So I see a Sivir. I'm going to grab a Sivir because she is the most broken unit in this current build of the set revival. So I need to get to 9 Sivirs, and if I can get one off carousel, I am going to take that, even though the bow is actually not an item I especially want. Now, you might have noticed I went ahead and made a Gnasher's Tooth, which might seem like an item that I'd want to put on Teemo. This is a spellcasting item, but it's actually an item intended for Sivir later on, which is kind of weird, but we'll talk about why that works kind of as this goes on. I'm also just trying to get as much econ as possible. You might have noticed I'm just kind of losing a lot of these rounds. My board is not especially strong, and that's deliberate. I'm just trying to get the maximum econ possible, because even if I lose these rounds, I'm not going to take too much damage in the early game, and it's actually more valuable for me to get to level 7 with lots of gold to roll, as opposed to me actually winning these rounds, because my board won't come online until I can get to a higher level and you know, start playing the units I actually want to play. I'm not having great luck in finding these units so far, and some of these other, again, because it's a prismatic lobby, some of these other boards are quite strong. Like this person has 6 units on the board and I have 4, so yeah, and most of my units are 1 stars anyway. But like, watch Sivir, she's actually going to kill a pretty sizable portion of this board, even though she's a 1-star unit. Yeah, we actually killed 3 of the 6 units, which is pretty wild, because we don't really have like any 2 stars except the chosen Wukong and then this random Diana. All right, but yeah, I'm trying to get more traits in. At least I can finally get Nidalee in, and there we go. I can finally put Teemo on the board, so that's going to make Spirit trait if I put something on the board. I have to take something out here. So I believe I take out the... Do I take out the Nidalee? I can't remember if I do that, so I can get Spirit plus Sharpshooters. Again, I could, of course, just level to level 5, but I don't want to spend that much econ. All right, there we go. So the traits I'm playing, Spirit and Sharpshooters. This is a decent enough time to try to cover what these things do. First up is Spirit. This trait was identified as being broken immediately when the set came out. It's a trait that gives everybody attack speed. The first time each Spirit unit casts, all allies gain attack speed. There are only 4 Spirit units. If you play all 4 of them, then the team, again, that's not the Spirit units, that's the whole team, gains 30% attack speed on the first cast of each Spirit unit. So there's a 1-cost, the Diana, who's on the board right now, a 2-cost Teemo, and then 2 3-costs, that's Yuumi and Kindred. Whenever one of them casts their ability for the first time, it grants team-wide attack speed. So at Spirit 2, it's 18%. At Spirit 4, it's 30%. And it's very easy to see. And by the way, there's Kindred. So that's nice to have Kindred showing up. It's very easy to see by the math of this why this is so overtuned. If you have 4 Spirit units on the board and they all cast their ability, that's 30 times 4. That's 120% attack speed. Well, I'm going to have to adjust my recording settings. I don't know why it kept dropping the recording here. Sorry about that. But you can imagine, at a team-wide 120% attack speed bonus is just absolutely insane. Like, maybe this made sense back when Set 4 was around, because a lot of the mechanics were different, but it really does not make sense now. So Spirit is, like, super broken, and it was identified as super broken from the beginning. Okay, so now we're going to get our Prismatic Orb, because that was our orb initially. We're actually going to end up getting a Masterwork upgrade and then a full item. So we're going to get a Radiant item and like a full item chest that we can pull here. I was actually hoping for a Spatula, because if I get a Spatula, I could actually make a Spirit Emblem. And then I'm looking for the different options here, and like I was like, okay, I'll take the Spirit Shojin. I can put this on Teemo. Hand of Justice would not be terrible either. But yeah, I have this Masterwork upgrade, but I don't really have any item that I want to Masterwork upgrade yet. I'm really trying to make 2 additional items. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to just take out my Chosen, because I want to find a better one at this point. So I have no front line at all right now, but I do have 4 Sharpshooters plus 2 Spirit in. Anyway, I'm trying to make 2 key items on Sivir right now. I'm trying to make a Quicksilver Sash, and I'm trying to make a Edge of Night. Those are the 2 key items I need to make here. And I have half of both of them. By the way, Sivir almost kills this entire board, even though she's a 1-star because it's pretty broken. So I'm trying to make, I have half of a Quicksilver Sash and I have half of an Edge of Night, and I want to Masterwork upgrade one of them into a Radiant item. So that's what I'm trying to get here. So I was like, oh man, you know, I actually wouldn't mind Pandora's items here because Pandora's items would let me reroll some of this stuff on my bench. And then look what I get, Pandora's items. I was like, oh, okay. Now, normally I would have taken Coronation here, but I actually need very specific items in order to play Sivir. And this will help me hit some of them. And look, I actually get a Radiant Edge of Night right here. So I was like, oh, okay, this item is really, really good. So I'll go ahead and make the, what is it? I'll go ahead and make the Jeweled Gauntlet for Teemo. And now I'm going to put that Radiant Edge of Night onto Sivir. I'm going to put the Gnasher's Tooth. And now I just have to get a Quicksilver Sash. So I just need my items to roll into a glove and roll into a cloak. And then I'm going to use my Masterwork upgrade on that. So I have Radiant Edge of Night and Radiant Quicksilver Sash, which are literally the 2 most important items on Sivir. I'll talk about why they're so important when we actually get them in play. And I think I'm going to leave these other items on my bench because I just want them to roll into gloves or cloaks here. And again, we're just still trying to get up to level 7. And then on level 7, we're going to look for Sivir 3-star. All right, now the other trait that we have here is the Sharpshooter trait. And this was actually one of my favorite traits back when I played set 4 originally. It's a trait that causes auto attackers' abilities to basically ricochet and hit additional targets. By the way, how many of these units can Sivir kill? This is a 1-star unit. How many of them can she kill? Okay, she almost killed the entire team and did 5,700 damage as a 1-star unit. That's really wild. Anyway, here's the, by the way, there's Kindred 2-star. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I might as well play that unit on the board. And then we get half of a Quicksilver Sash, so we'll play that. And I was like, you know what, I can play this Braum for right now. That actually does put Dragon Soul trait in play, and it gives me just a tiny bit of front line. The other thing I should have done, though, is I should have taken out the Diana and replaced with Kindred. Kindred's a much better spirit unit. All right, back to the trait description. Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter's attacks and abilities ricochet to nearby enemies, dealing reduced damage. So that's what they do. When they get off their auto attacks and their abilities, but it's more their auto attacks because they're all auto attacking units, the stuff ricochets and deals additional reduced damage. So at Sharpshooter 2, you get 2 ricochets and the damage is reduced by 65%. Now, as you play deeper into the trait, you get more ricochets and the damage reduction is lower. Yeah, the damage reduction is lower. So at Sharpshooter 4, which is what I have in right now, and by the way, Sivir actually wins this fight, which is insane. At Sharpshooter 4, it's 3 ricochets, and the damage is only reduced by 45% instead of being reduced by 65%. So you're keeping more of that damage. But yeah, every attack ricochets 3 times with 45% damage reduction. All right, so we're starting to get there. I see that there's a Kindred and there's a Aurelian Soul. And by the way, poor A-Soul. I love that unit. He was a really fun unit to play through, but he's just god-awful in this patch, which is just a shame. Really would be nice if there were mage comps that were playable, but there just aren't right now. So I do, of course, have Pandora's items. I could try to get items to reroll into cloaks, but I'm content to just take this right now. And that's going to let me upgrade or make a Quicksilver Sash for Sivir's last item. So we're basically playing through that Sharpshooter trait. All the attacks ricochet and, bounce to additional targets. Oh, and by the way, we get Shen. As soon as I see Shen, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just play Shen because Shen is like the only frontline unit you play in this comp. And now we're going to do the Masterwork upgrade. We're going to take the Radiant Quicksilver, gain immunity to crowd control for 45 seconds, gain 7% attack speed per second. And I think I finally realized that I should take out the Diana, and just play the Kindred instead. And we're going to let these other items re-roll via Pandora's items. So now I have a Sivir with a Radiant Quicksilver Sash and a Radiant Edge of Night. So why are these items so important on Sivir? Well, basically Sivir deals absolutely broken damage, as we're going to see later on. The one thing she needs is she needs to stay alive in the fight. So these items are designed to just keep her alive as much as possible. The Radiant Quicksilver Sash means she cannot be crowd controlled. She gets 45 seconds of crowd control immunity. Again, that was a 1-star Sivir. She almost killed an entire cultist board by herself. So you can't quit. You can't CC her. You can't hit her with crowd control. It just doesn't work at all. So that's what that one does. And then the normal Quicksilver Sash times out, I think, after 20 seconds, but this means 45 seconds. I mean, you go into overtime after 30, so it's basically just impossible to ever crowd control this unit. And then the Edge of Night provides an aggression drop, which is really, really nice. What it means is after the unit takes damage, anyone that's attacking them will switch targets. So they get an aggression drop, essentially. Really, really valuable. And because I have the Radiant version of Edge of Night, Sivir will also heal to 100% health after she takes damage. So she can't be crowd controlled. And if people focus her, they will drop aggression, and she'll heal to 100% in the process. Yeah, she has like the maximum defensive items combo possible. So I just need to find more copies of Sivir. And we're about to hit level 7. So we're going to slow roll on level 7 for extra copies of Sivir. We will also pick up our other Spirit and Sharpshooter units as we see them. So far, I have not been able to find a Chosen for that, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, I'll put the Diana back on the board. Now we just need to find Yuumi, and I'll have the 4 Spirit, 4 Sharpshooters combo in. And it's going to take a little while for this comp to come online because I have not had much luck at finding Sivirs thus far. I have found 1 Teemo, and I have technically found 0 Sivirs. Remember, I took the Sivir off carousel. I found 1 Teemo and 0 Sivers thus far. So I'm not exactly hitting, but this is a very forcible build. And it's especially forcible because, remember, everybody has their own champion bag size. By the way, there's a Yuumi Chosen, but I cannot have a Yuumi Chosen. It has to be a Sivir Chosen because it's going to take too long to get to Sivir 3-star if I don't have this. Now, I'm also trying to make items for a future Samira, so I'm going to make an Edge of Night for her. And I've already made a Quicksilver Sash for her as well. And I'm just going to keep making these items because these items are so good. By the way, this is a terrible roll down. But I am up to, I do finally get Yuumi. And I was like, okay, I'll play the Yuumi over the 4 Sharpshooters for right now. Although I could just play this over the Shen in all honesty. And I may as well hold extra Kindreds because I'm already on so many Kindreds. So, I'm already on 5 Kindred, so I might as well hold for this, even though Kindred's not a core part of this build. Kindred's more of a trait bot, just so you can get Spirit trait in. But you know what? If we're rolling for 3-star Sivir, it's not bad to roll for the Kindreds as well, because Kindred's not a bad unit. And boom, once again, 1-star Sivir does 3,000 damage, and we win the fight against that Cultist board that has a Tactician's Crown. So, yeah, now we're going to get our final Prismatic Augment, and we'll see what we can get. +1 Spirit would be nice, because then I could cut the Diana. If I could get that, +1 Sharpshooter would be really nice, but I don't think you can get +1 Sharpshooter. But then I see this, Piercing Lotus, your team gains 20% critical strike chance. Their abilities can crit, and crits also are armor and magic resistant shred. That's really good, because if there's one thing that my build is lacking right now is I don't have armor and magic resistant shred. Like, I just don't have it in my build. So that's really, really nice. And I actually have a decent amount of crit chance on Sivir because she has the Quicksilver Sash does give some crit chance. All right, so there's finally another Sivir. So we'll hold on to that for right now, and we'll stop here. Again, we're trying to be patient. We're going to stay over 50 gold. We're waiting for that Sivir Chosen to pop up. Would really, really like the Sivir Chosen to pop up. And ultimately, I decide, you know what? I don't care about Shen. I don't need any frontline at all with this build. I am just going to play Spirit Sharpshooters. 4 Sharpshooter, 4 Spirit. This looks like an absolutely idiotic team composition because I have no front line at all. But the Spirit Sharpshooters is so broken that it's actually very playable. Like, look at this. All right, so like my whole team dies. It's like, okay, well, this round's over, right? Well, Sivir, okay. That one didn't go so great. She still did 5,000 damage, but that Enlightened board with the 3-star, 3-star Fiora, they took Build-A-Bud, which gave them a 3-star Fiora at the start, and they've been building an Enlightened board around that. I think that's definitely the strongest board in the lobby so far. They're like level 850 gold because they took an Econ Augment that gave them a bunch of gold. Yeah, they look very, very strong, and I'm sitting down here at 49 HP. At least I do hit the 2-star Yuumi. Now, can I hit 2-star Sivir? There's a Yone, but that's not going to help me. Why couldn't that have been a Samira? But there we go. We get the Sivir Chosen. Okay, I did see quite a few Chosens, but this is really nice because now I do not have to play the Nidalee on the board. I'm going to hold on to her, but I don't have to play her on the board. And now I'm going to hold all these units. And it also opens up a way for me to cap out my board, which is that I can play 6 Sharpshooters if I can find Samira. I'd have to get to level, at least to level 8. But if I can find a Samira, I can now play 6 Sharpshooters. And now I have the 2-star Sivir, which is going to make a huge difference. Again, I've been playing this entire game with 1-star Sivir so far. It's like, wait, what? What just happened to everyone? The whole team just freaking died. It was like, wait a minute, what just happened to the enemy team? Everything died? Well, we're going to get into what Sivir's ability does in just a second. Let's do the minion round. And then we'll cover what Sivir does, which is why this build works and why she is so disgustingly broken in this set. Okay, I'm still second pick here. Now, I'd really like to get this spatula. If there's any chance I can get this, that would just be awesome. But I suspect it's going to get snapped up. And no! Okay, well, the benefits of second pick. Let's go. I've got the spatula. This also makes 6 kindreds. And the reason why this is so nice is if I can actually make a spirit emblem with this. Yeah, if I can get a bow plus the spatula, that makes spirit, and then I can cut the Diana and give me another slot on my team where I can play a much better unit. So this is fantastic, and I'm going to be looking for a bow now. And I have Pandora's item, so I can basically guarantee I'll get a bow at some point in time. So we'll put this on the Diana for right now, and now we're just going to wait for a bow. Yep, this bow plus spatula is spirit. Okay. So, what I said, what exactly does Sivir do, and why is she killing the enemy team so badly? Well, here's her official ability description. On the hunt, rally allies within 2 hexes, grant them attack speed for 5 seconds, gain bonus attack damage for the duration. Okay, let's unpack this. At Sivir 2-star, which is what we have right now, she grants 50% attack speed for 5 seconds. Okay, I believe that applies to her as well, but I'm not 100% sure about that. In addition to that, Sivir also grants herself 200% AD. Yeah, did you see her just take down the Cultist 9 Galio there and do 9,000 damage? Okay, she gives herself 200% bonus AD when she ults. Now, that only lasts for 5 seconds, but yeah, she can do an awful lot of damage in those 5 seconds. And it gets worse when she goes to 3-star. When she goes to 3-star, she grants a 70% attack speed bonus and 350% AD. Yeah, 350% AD. That is an unbelievable amount of damage, and that's getting applied on top of the higher base stats that a 3-star unit gets as well. So basically what happens is she, with these items, she has the Quicksilver Sash. She cannot be crowd controlled. She has the Edge of Night. With the Radiant version is a heal and an aggression drop. And then she has the Gnasher's Tooth. Gnasher's Tooth provides a big attack speed bonus for the next few seconds after you ult, after you use your ability. What is it? I think it's 50% or something like that. So think about all the stuff that we're stacking together here. Spirit trait. Spirit 4 is 120% attack speed bonus. Sivir ult at 3-star, 70% attack speed bonus. Gnasher's Tooth, another 50% attack speed bonus. Quicksilver Sash gives an attack speed bonus, another 7% attack speed. Every single second, she gains 7% attack speed with that Radiant Quicksilver Sash. And then she's going to get a 350% AD bonus, and it's going to ricochet to the entire enemy team over and over and over again. Remember, that's what Sharpshooter does. The abilities ricochet to hit the whole team. So you can see what happens. When she gets to 3-star, you can't crowd control her. You can't focus her. She heals. She attacks at some ungodly fast attack speed, and she hits like an absolute truck. It's just utterly insane, this combination. And once you put this together, your board spikes unbelievably hard, and enemy teams just can't do anything. Like, if you're trying to play one of these other boards, there's just nothing you can do. By the way, is there a bow here? No. No bow. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're just going to we're going to let these 2 items reroll on the bench. Now, I could pick up Teemo's, but I'm not close to Teemo 3-star. I'll just let this go for right now. I'm really close to the Kindred 3-star. So I'm just going to focus on the Kindred and the Sivir, because I think that I can get them. By the way, I'm not going to pick up the Aatrox, as there's Sivir number 7. And there we go. There's Kindred 3-star. Okay, that's nice. Again, Kindred does not get Sharpshooter bonus, but he does get the Spirit bonus, and that's not bad. So Kindred definitely does still do some pretty good damage. Now, I mentioned Aatrox there. Aatrox is not a unit I'm going to play this game. There are 2 versions of Sivir, of course, with the Sivir chosen. You can get the Sharpshooter version or the... Oh, by the way, look at this. Yeah, did she just kill everything? Yes. She's only a 2-star unit. She's not a 3-star unit yet. Okay. You can get the Cultist version or the Sharpshooter version. The Sharpshooter version is definitely better because you can either cut Nidalee from the board or you can look to play 6 Sharpshooters. Alternately, you can get Cultist, and if you get Cultist, then you can look into playing like Aatrox for some additional front line. And anyway, there we go. There's the bow. Gonna put the Spirit Emblem on someone, and oh look, Trist has 40 mana cost, so she's gonna get her ult off very quickly. And now we have an extra slot where we can play something, so I'm just gonna try to find something I can play here. I was like, Aatrox, but no, he doesn't actually do anything. I was like, oh, Aurelia, okay. Well, she puts a depth trait in play, so that's something. And then boom, there we go. There's the 3-star. I also could have picked up the Nico for another rank of Mystic, and that probably would have been better. But, oh well, not a big deal. I hit the 3-star Sivir. It took a long time to get the initial Sivir 2-star, but once I did hit the Chosen, I actually managed to put the rest of the board together pretty quickly. And all right, now we have 3-star Sivir, so watch. Watch here on the interface. 779 AD, 4.06 attack speed. Did you see that? I tried to highlight it when I was playing the game. And it's unfortunate we don't have replays, but I knew this was going to happen when I was playing the game. She goes to 770 attack damage when she ults, and that's at 4 attacks per second. Again, each one of them ricocheting. How many times? Sharpshooter 4 is how many ricochets? Let me look this up. 3 ricochets. If she goes up to Sharpshooter 6, it's going to ricochet 4 times. Yeah. It's going to be 4 ricochets, plus I'll have Samira for another carry on my board as well. I mean, forget Teemo. I did that other video where I talked about, oh, Teemo's got a 4.5 second blind on his ultimate when he's 3-starred. Okay, that's nice, but you know what's even nicer? Hitting the enemy team for 700 AD. Yeah, and if you're looking at these other boards, there's a couple other people that are also playing Sivir. Again, in a normal version of yeah, look, this person has 3-star Callista, and they're trying to play into Sivir as well, but they haven't quite managed to hit yet. All right, Sivir's going to ult, and you are already dead. Boom, 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 boom. Edge of Night on the Callista does not matter. You are dead. 14,000 damage from the Sivir. Yep. Yep. Is this balanced? It sure isn't. But you can see why other comps just can't play the game. Like, if you're trying to play a mage comp, there's nothing you can do. I did another game where I had a 3-star Veigar, and it's like, Sivir, 3-star just ults, and the entire team dies in 2 seconds. And, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, seriously, what am I supposed to do? My whole team dies instantly. Nothing, none of my mages can get their casts off. Lulu's ability gives them health. It doesn't matter. They still die. It's just completely pointless. So you can't really play anything else. And if you've noticed, almost all of the top comps in this game right now are playing Spirit Sharpshooters. The only one that's not, or a variation of it. I think there's people playing Cultist with 3-star Sivir. You can play that as well, but the Sharpshooter version is clearly better than the Cultist version of Sivir. Anyway, we'll put the Aurelia on the board for right now. I didn't really have anything I wanted on that carousel. I just took the Sunfire Cape to make Shen a little bit tankier. I was looking for another item for Samira, but I really didn't find one. So, I mean, I guess I could let this reroll via Pandora's items, but it's okay. I just need like slightly more frontline so that Sivir does take like 3 or 4 seconds to get her ult off. I just need a couple seconds for her to get her ult off, and then everything's gonna die. So hopefully making Shen slightly tankier will do that. Okay, here's a board. This is another Cultist board. They also have 3-star Sivir. They also have Edge of Night, Quicksilver Sash. But I've got the Radiant version, so I think my version's better. And I'm also playing Sharpshooters, which is the stronger version of this comp. So yep, bounce, bounce, bounce. Everything dies. Yep, not much you can do. Not a lot of fun to play against this when you're playing any other comp. Everything just dies pretty much instantly. So, yep, not much you can do. But yeah, the other boards that are playing, we have the Enlightened board, which is quite strong. They've been playing a really nice game. The 6 Enlightened board that we just saw there, and the other teams are variations of 3-star Sivir. I think they're both playing Cultist variations, but we have 3-star Sivir, 3-star Sivir, 3-star Sivir, and a really high roll Enlightened board that's trying to 3-star the Talon and Morgana over there. That's the one board I wish I could do something about. I'd love to take like Morganas and Talons out of the pool so that they can't 3-star their units, but unfortunately that's irrelevant. You can't do anything about it because remember, everybody has their own champion bag size. So like, yeah, I think they have 8 Talons already, or one of these boards has 8 Talons already. So I can't take Talons out of the pool. There's nothing I can do. If I buy, I mean, I can buy them, but it does nothing because everybody has their own copies of Talon. And it's just really frustrating to me that this is the way that the set revival has been playing because, like, normally this would be balanced because it's like, okay, well, maybe 3-star Sivir is really overtuned, but, like, only one person can play 3-star Sivir. There's not enough copies for everyone else to play 3-star Sivir. But nope, everybody has their own list of champs, so every single person can play 3-star Sivir if they want. I did a game yesterday before I played this one, and There were 4 people with 3-star Sivir in the lobby. Yeah, there were like almost 40 copies of Sivir out of the pool. There's only supposed to be 18 of them. There were almost 40 of them out of the pool. I mean, like, what do you even say? Like, what do you even say in response to that? It's just, there's something that's so absurdly broken, and every single person in the lobby can play it. So it doesn't even, it's like, it's not even balanced by being hard to find the copies, because everybody can find the copies. And you see how little anyone can do about it. The people who tried to play, like, somebody was trying to play a Slayer's board. It's like, well, good luck with that. You just have no chance once these other boards come online. So, I mean, even in a game mode that's supposed to be for fun, like, this is not supposed to be a competitive mode, and I get it, it's still pretty boring. Like, it just gets boring because nobody can play anything else. All right, now we need to find Samira. Can we find a Samira? That's the unit we need. Okay, well, that's our high roll moment of the game. We find Samira immediately. Okay, so Aurelia, you need to come out now. I could also take out the Janna, but I think Mystic's a little bit better here. And now we need another Samira item. I'm going to take another Edge of Night here. Now, I probably should have taken... You could say take the Evan Shroud so you have some armor shred. But I actually don't need that because, remember, I have Piercing Lotus. So all of my stuff, when it crits, it armor shreds anyway. So I don't really need that item. I'm just going to take another Edge of Night. I want one on Samira, and I want one on my 3-star Kindred. So you can see these abilities all do so much damage that I just need defensive items. I don't really need offensive items. All right, Spirit. Now we have Sharpshooter 6, so now we have even more bounces for even more damage. And yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Not much that Enlightened board could do. Everything died. Didn't even come close to hurting Sivir or Kindred. I think Samira did die, but that's about it. So now we'll just econ up for a little bit, and then we'll look for 3-star Sivir. The only other thing I'm looking for is I could replace the Janna with Zillion, and that would be pretty nice. I'd be happy to do that. Otherwise, I guess we could go to level 10, but there doesn't seem much point. I'd rather try to find 2-star Samira instead. So yeah, this is pretty much the board. We still managed to get, note that we still managed to get 3 Mystic in because like Shen and Yuumi both have Mystic on them, which is not something that should be on units that are this useful and this overtuned. But we get Mystic trait for free anyway. Another reason why mages are so god-awful right now, because all the team compositions are already broken, also play Mystic on top of everything else to get lots of magic resistance to the team. All right, well, this person also has 3-star Sivir, but Aatrox's pull does nothing because we have a Quicksilver Sash. And Sivir's still alive. Boop, 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 boop. And, oh, Sivir actually did die in that fight. But you know why? That's because the enemy team also had a 3-star Sivir on there. And you can see the Enlightened board is now losing to all of us every single round because even though they have this 6 Enlightened board that should be really, really strong, it's not like they have 2-star Swain. They have a 2-star, they have like a 2-star Morg and a 2-star Talon on a 6 Enlightened board. That should be really, really strong. But I mean, it just doesn't matter because what were all these 3-star Sivirs? Every other team had a 3-star Sivir, and Sivir is just completely broken. All right, well, this time we are up against the other cultist board that also has 3-star Sivir, but they have foolishly itemized their Callista instead of their Sivir. And Callista is a decent enough unit, but Callista's not broken the way Sivir is, so I don't expect this to go well. I mean, they have a 2-star Swain, they have an Azir, they have a 2-star Azir. This board should be really, really strong. I don't think I should be beating this board, but Sivir ult, and okay, yeah, everything just dies. Everything is dead. Bye-bye. That was easy enough. 17,000 damage on this Sivir. Also, Teemo got off a really good ult and managed to hit their whole team. All right, there's actually another Spirit Emblem here, but we don't need another Spirit Emblem. There's actually not much I really need here, to be perfectly honest. I guess I probably should have taken the Evan Shroud out of the best options here, but I ended up taking the, Adaptive Helm instead. There wasn't really much I wanted there. I want a Samira item, so I'm actually going to reforge this and look for a Samira item instead. I also need to look for more copies of Samira. All right, there's one. There's a Lee. All right, well, that was, again, pretty easy. I was pretty lucky there. And all right, yes, Hand of Justice. Perfect. Excellent item for Samira. Gives her some healing, some more crit chance. All right, but look what we have. Over there, there's a 3-star Morgana. It's like, okay. They have 3-star Morg on a 6 Enlightened board. This should beat my team composition. Now, what we need to do is we have to spread out. Remember, Morgana puts that big puddle on the ground, so it's very important we spread out so everyone's not on top of each other. And is there any way we can focus the Morgana in this fight? They have a 2-star Swain on their board as well. All right, so the enemy Talon's going to hit Sivir, but that just causes her to generate mana faster. And Sivir. Okay. Yep, Sivir. Okay, yep, that's it. GG. 18,000 damage from the Sivir. Now, should I have won that fight? Absolutely not. Again, they had a 3-star Morgana and a 6 Enlightened board. I think they had 7 Talons. They had a 2-star Swain over there with Siphoner trait coming from Morgana. There is no reason why my board should have won. That board was definitely stronger. But Didn't matter. Sivir kills everything. So I hope you can see why this build is so broken. And there's, like I said, 3 or 4 people playing it in every single lobby. So the game is just not fun until they fix this. And I really hope they do. But until they actually do something about this, I think I'm done with this game mode. There's just nothing else to do. You can't play anything else. Everything else is not viable. So on that sour note, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. At least I got to demonstrate how broken this board is. Until next time, hope you guys have a great week. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.